Hey everybody, my name is Matt, and just gonna do a little demo here on how to put a little bit more detail into your bucket or armor, or anything that maybe you want to add just a little bit more, like a sharp edge or detail. That's all I can say is put it in there, because most of these molds, um, they're pretty soft. There's a lot of detail that's left to be desired in the vocoder area, maybe even the teeth. You could say around the eyes, but I wouldn't mess with that. That'd be a headache. And then the little buttons on the side of the ear. I could even see it around the ab buttons, or what else? Man, if you were bored, all the little indentions right along the the forearm. I have no idea if I'll get to that. That's a lot of work. So I went ahead and did that. I have no idea if you can see that right here along all the contours of the vocoder. There just was too much of a blurred line between the part that's going to be black and the part that's white. Yeah, you can, with a nice paint job, you can get some nice edges there, but I just wanted it to actually have some 3D depth to it. And for this part to look like, if this came from some space manufacturer, that this was a different piece as it was assembled than this. And as it ships, it's all one piece. So like I said, I just kind of took my file set and went all around it, every single line in between, and then rounded the corners here, boom, 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 all those. And what did I use? I went to Home Depot and got this Husky file set. Pretty awesome. It's only like, I don't know, it was like 10 bucks maybe, I can't remember. But man, this thing helped me do all the the outline of the eyes, all the teeth, even some detailing on the teeth, and the vocoder, and that's what I'm going to do with the ears with. So anyway, it just comes with this handle, and then several different pieces. One of them's totally flat, one of them's flat but round, one of them is triangular on the profile of it, one of them is square shaped on the profile of it, one's round on the profile of it, 3D. Anyway, some of them have like more of a point on the end, and the points are what we're going to use a lot. But to get started, I typically start with the one that's very uniform and flat. Either that one or the one that looks like a spear. They're both really good. The difference on this one, on mine, is it has actually a serrated edge on the tiny part. And we'll be using that because that helps get that saw motion, those straight lines. So I'm going to use the spear-shaped one, and that allows me to really get kind of a rocker line going in a way that maybe the square-edged one wouldn't. So I can even just follow this without doing anything, just right along the line that I did there. That's pretty much how I started. I just found those natural lines that are there in the vocoder area. Don't worry about the edges yet. We'll deal with that last. I'm just dealing with every tall vertical line. And I just started on the long ones and just went really lightly. Just concentrating on going over that same line over and over. I wasn't even applying too much pressure, just like that, until you get a groove built up. And that's what you're going for. Once that's there, you can start sawing away. Try to get a uniform trench going all along. But and then at that point, you could even play with some different ones, with some different heads, like the round one. Wait, is that it? That's not it. That one, like the round one, if you wanted to groove that, to make that groove a little thicker, a little more uniform. Yeah, in order to get that edge, I would either use the edge of this spear-shaped one or the round one. And you just work it back and forth. Takes a while. Honestly, to do all that right there, I don't know, it took me like 4 hours. So, it wasn't quick, but then I was going really slow. and really methodical. And then when you get up to the top, this area here, same thing. I'm just taking the point. Pick your favorite point on the end of one of these. And you're just drawing. You're connecting the line that you stopped, because we drew this line in. We drew this line in. We drew this line in, which is kind of difficult because it's right on the edge. Just take your time and try to be precise. Or whatever. Don't be precise. Hey, that's your deal. But anyway, so I went from this point to this point. Or from here to here, here to here. And I'm just drawing in, kind of following this straight line. And then now I start to dig in and come back and find that line. So it's kind of like spray painting. You know how you start, you go, even though you're only really wanting to spray paint like, where's my finger? Right this area right here. But you start spraying here, you end spraying here, you know. Same thing here. I start carving up into this line, then I make my circle, come back down. And that way I get a good template. And once again, like you have enough of a groove there, then it starts getting easier and easier. And you can really start to get that groove going. And that's all there is to it. Just build up and build up of that line and just keep going for it. And once you make this mark, you can't take it back. It'd be really hard with some ABS paste or something, but anyway, once you make this mark, it's there. And so try to make a good mark. Make it the one that you want. Think about it before you ever use these tools. And man, this is my first kit I've ever built. I'm an artist. I do stuff like this all the time, but I've never built one of these. And it's totally fun. It's really fun, but man, there's so many rules, regulations, the right parts, you know, making sure you got the right screws, whatever. Jeez, it's crazy, but it's fun. So anyway, this little modification, I'm sure somebody's done it before, but I just kind of felt like it's needed it. And I'm going to do the same thing tonight here on each one of these. And I don't know, like I said, I may do it in the future on other parts, like the buttons, or on the belt, the buttons, or man, if I've got the time, maybe even get those things looking all cool right there on the forearms. So hey, I just wanted to give a warning to you guys. Whatever you do with your bucket, that is up to you, not me. This is what I'm doing to mine, but man, I'm taking really great care and detail to throw down some really good lines that don't mar it, you know, that make it look really good for what I'm going for, you know, that look professional to a point, you know. I mean, it's not perfect, it's not laser precision, but I'm happy with it, you know. For hand done, I think it's pretty cool. And so anyway, I encourage you guys to have fun with this or anything else you're working on. Maybe this will give you an idea for another project, but just do it at your own risk. It requires really good hand skills. If you're good at using an X-Acto blade, airbrush, woodworking tools, anything that doesn't require an undo button, an eraser. If you're good with, you got one shot, get it right. If you're good with that, then you can do this. You got it. Just don't mess up. And if you do, yeah, don't mess up.